Simmons produced.
What's good with the people? It's your boy Simmons.
It's your boy Dame.
And it's Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast.
Bang, 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 bang.
We back with the visuals, as you can see. A little change of scenery. We in the office area. Shit changes, so you never know what you want to get nowadays. A lot of interesting things to talk about. Movies, beefs, music. A whole lot of interesting shit. Matter of fact, like, what's going on with you, man? How you feeling?
Man, I'm good, real good. Not too tired.
You see, you ain't got the crop no more.
You
try to come back to the wave game.
Man, listen, I was looking at. I've been wave game my whole life, right? So the last 2 years, I have my hair like with the little curl sponge and all that. Yeah. And one day I just stumbled upon this 360 Wave page, right? Yeah. And I was like, follow. You know, the next thing you know, all of these little pages started popping up. So I'm just following them. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, I used to be able to do all that. Yeah.
You got that itch. That's what happened to me when my hair grew out or whatever. And I just kept on seeing all these waves. I'm like, man, I got to get the dips back.
Yeah.
Y'all out here thinking that y'all invented this shit.
Man.
They were trying to freak the do-rag tie with the silky slick shit. I'm like, y'all niggas ain't dippers like that.
Listen, it don't matter. Like, they got new waves of doing what they doing, right? Yeah. It don't matter. You put that brushwork in, you tie that do-rag on, and it's going to dip.
You a real dipper, you don't even have to wear the do-rag. You just wake up, you dip it. You just hit the brush, young, and then you dip it, and you out in the streets.
It's a simple
process.
I'm
saying? You out in the streets looking for a freak, especially with the fresh cut, like ready to, get the fresh cut, and they looking at you ready to on me. So welcome back to the Wave Gang, man.
Yes,
welcome back. So besides that, what's going on? I know you school going hard.
Still going hard in school, man. I got about a year and 4 months left. Yeah. And I'm counting it down like I'm in prison. I got a year. Put a tally up on the wall. But I'm grinding. I'm doing. It's a process, and I'm thugging it out. So y'all on this journey with me. So
you gotta check in, make sure he on top of his shit. He focused because shit. So we need somebody out there with the brains and shit. I'm just a hustler.
Right.
But
what's up with you, man?
Man, just out here surviving and trying to thrive. You know what I mean? Right. Today was a shocker because one day my daughter gonna look back on this and my dad like, really?
Can't believe had this conversation on camera.
She had hit her first cycle or period. That shit, I was like, yo. Her mom hit me like, yo, like, call me. I'm like, what happened? So I called, whatever, like, we got a young lady. I'm like, she got a period, huh? It was crazy because I was having this conversation with someone on Facebook. They was talking about their daughter getting their period at 10. I'm like, damn, my daughter 10 right now. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, if she start anytime soon, I hope she with her mom because I'm gonna be lost out here.
I don't know what to do.
It's gonna be a hot mess out here. So I'm like, you know what? But luckily, her mom prepped her. She knew what to do, and she handled her business. I call her thinking like she just in pain or some shit. Me not know.
Yeah.
My daughter, she's so nonchalant with stuff. I called her. I'm like, you good? She's like, yeah, I'm just doing homework. And she just said like nothing happened. Like, this is life. I'm like, all right. I'm making a bigger deal than she is. So I'm like, all right, if you good, I'm good.
Right.
But man, just thugging it out. Just in a barbershop, trying to get the clientele up, getting the skills hot. Yeah. You know what I mean? Holler at your boy if you need that. Getting back into the visual game. I got a video that I'm working on as far as the music video. I'm gonna be dropping soon from one of my boy Eugene O'Neill, hot artist up in the IE. A couple little projects going on, so I'm gonna be out here in these streets. So pay attention.
Make your moves.
You know what I mean? Entrepreneur.
Yes, sir.
But hey, that I seen that picture you posted with the dude. He's
Oh. Well, it was supposed to be like a before and after picture.
Yo, this dude posted a picture of 2009,
Yeah.
and then he posted a picture of 2019. 2009, he right here. 2019, this nigga just moved back. Like, I got smaller. Like, nah.
You ain't lose no weight.
That shit had me rolling. You gotta check out his page to see that shit.
That's funny.
So, does Dame and Dame Dolla and Shaq Fu.
Yeah, man, the real Dame Dolla beefing with Shaquille O'Neal. You know what, man? I think it's cool for the culture.
It's entertaining.
It is entertaining for the culture, and it's like it kind of combines two worlds: the basketball world and the rap world. One of the things that they're like, you know,
they've always been kind of
parallel to
different.
each other.
Different basketball players try to end that hip hop. Shaq being one of them. Kobe.
What's the saying? Rappers want to be ball players want to be rappers. So you know, these are actually two that actually somewhat can actually rap. I'm actually a fan of Dame.
Like there's cats that try to rap, and Dame like
he's a rapper.
Nah, that nigga like if he didn't play ball, he could really do the music.
Yeah,
like,
for real. You know what, man? I'm entertained with that. I probably haven't heard the last couple songs, the ones that were round 1 to round 2. I was highly entertained. I said it was a tie at that point. Both of them, like Shaq came with it. That second song, man.
When he came over the victory beat, I was like, oh, okay.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, this nigga actually trying to spat. Yeah. Anytime you go on the victory beat, you mean business.
Yeah, you gotta rap.
You mean business. You gotta rap. Because if you don't, niggas in hip hop, they gonna get you.
Yeah,
they gonna get you.
I feel like I just kind of feel like it's kind of hard to really judge as a fan just because it's two different generations of rap.
Yeah, you can hear it.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, it's Shaq, this little cat. I'm like, you gotta just say nigga, bro. Just go ahead and say it. I know you got some endorsements and shit. Like, fuck this.
You could just tell the whole dynamic of the older generation trying to battle the younger generation because Dame is more with his wordplay and the sequencing of his words and this, that, and the third. And Shaq is still using that, you know, that Curtis Blow type of melodies when he raps. But the thing is, what the thing about rap is that if the bars is there, the bars is there. It don't matter. You know, if you sound like 1986 compared to 2009, the bars is there. The bars is there.
It was definitely entertaining. It sparked because of Dame Dolla was on Joe Budden podcast. And who said it? Maul. He had said something about Shaq rapping or some stuff, and he was like, and Dame was just basically saying,
Shaq was an entertainer.
He was an entertainer. Like people just like Shaq, he's rapping, and it was like Dame, like he's a rapper. Yeah. Like so, like Shaq didn't like that. He was like, like put a little respect on my name. I'm Shaq Diesel. You know what I mean? Like he ain't got no 3P. So he just started talking real greasy, and it was good, but the reality of it, when you really peep game, the winner of it, regardless of what side you're gonna side on as far as lyrics go, the reality of it is that Dame wins because now he's in a talk of, so he's still an active player, and he's active in the music industry. So Shaq, he's in a whole different other stratosphere. He's not really, he does commentary for the league or whatnot, but he's more in a whole different field. Right. But it creates a conversation. Yeah. Now that helps Dame brand grows and get bigger.
Much more. A lot of people already knew who Dame was because of his stardom in basketball. Yeah. But some people didn't even know that he rapped. Yeah. Right. Yeah. You had to be like a real fan to know that he rapped. Yeah. But when ESPN and Sports Center started putting it on their Instagram page, it was tapping into a different demographic of fan. It was a little irritating reading the comments too because you could tell that a lot of people make comments without doing research and knowing what the hell they're talking about. Because people was like, "Who wants to hear a song by Damian Lillard? He needs to be in the gym. Damian Lillard making music. Here go another ball player who can't rap. This, that, and third." And I'm sitting there and
those are the people that's not a part of the culture.
Yeah, and I was like, y'all ain't listen to his first album, second album, or his third album. He got 3 solid albums out right now. You can't say like, oh, they was trash. No, they're solid listens from beginning to end. Yeah,
it was cooking, especially on this recent release.
Yeah,
it was cooking. Because if you noticed, like, he wasn't really cussing.
No,
on
now
the first two.
Yeah.
Third one, he was like, "Nigga, I'm just about to be me. Fuck it. I'm about to get on my AI, be the rebel.
Yeah,
like practice.
Yeah, do my thing. So, like I said, that was the only thing that irritated me about the whole thing. But like I said, he still tapped into a different demographic.
Yeah,
because some of those people gonna be like, man, let me go hear with this nonsense.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna be like, wait a minute, he can rap.
Yeah,
and then they're gonna go look at his catalog and be like, oh, he got music too. Oh, okay, he got some real features.
And then that creates a buzz and then endorsement deals and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So it's good business for him.
You'll probably see him at like a summer jam or something like that in the coming years. He'll be performing in the off season soon.
Yeah, on the off season, I wonder what a stage presence is gonna look like though.
You know what, man? He got that Oakland town swag. Shouts out to, we all West Coast.
Yeah.
Shouts out to, the Bay Area. So I feel like, a lot of Bay Area cats, they got a lot of high energy with their stuff. And he got that.
He's super, like,
he's
chill,
but he still got his swag from the town. So it's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah, I think, I want to see what his stage presence will look like.
Just don't have 100 niggas on stage.
Yeah.
I can't stand that.
Nah. Transitioning, you seen the Joker?
Yes. This Saturday or something. Yeah.
What you think?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. As a Batman fan, I'm I'm a weird person, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to like genres, music and stuff like that, I don't know if I'm a fan until something comes out and then I can explain 100 different angles to you about it. I remember when I was like, for the longest time, I was like, man, I don't like Jay-Z, right? And then somebody, I think it was like Shade 45 back in like 06 or something like that, was doing like a tribute to Jay-Z or something like that, and they were doing like a whole. No, I was in DC.
Yeah.
And I was in a cab. The East Coast radio is killing West Coast radio, hands down. They play a lot of songs off of people's albums, not just the radio cuts, right?
Yeah.
So they were doing like a State Property, Rockefeller hour, and we was in traffic in DC. And every song that came on from Jay-Z, I knew word for word.
Yeah.
Like,
you found out like, damn, actually.
And I'm not talking about his mainstream. I'm talking about like album songs that only people would know if you listen to the albums. And I'm like, bang, 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 bang. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I am a Jay-Z fan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the same thing with Batman. I watch everything. Like, I just watched the last Hush movie, the Batman Hush.
Is that the cartoon joint?
That's the cartoon.
I'm gonna say I've seen that one. I'm not
sure. That's the cartoon.
I'll be watching all the comic shit too.
I watch all of that.
You watch Gotham?
Everything. Like I'm a fan of Batman. So when they came out and they were saying it was like a movie about the Joker, I was hyped, right? Yeah. Because the Joker character is so hard to play, and the actors that they've got, even in Suicide Squad, the guy who played the Joker in that did pretty good too. Yeah, right?
It was a different spin
on
what we usually get.
And that kind of reminded me of the Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
That type of Joker, the younger Joker. It was like the Batman Beyond. But this one I was like, okay, Joaquin Phoenix, excellent actor, but they're gonna dive into the Joker. And it wasn't. Well, I don't want to get too many spoilers. It wasn't super action packed.
Yeah.
But the detail in which they went into explaining who the Joker is,
showing how he was created.
Yeah, it was for me. It was A1.
It was on point. My whole thing, because like you said, you don't want to enter into it think it's going to be action.
Yeah,
that's where I fucked up. I thought it was going to be some type of action. Yeah, it's not too much action going on. It's more
very cinematic.
Yeah, it's a lot of dialogue. Yeah. The build up of his story.
Yeah,
see why where the laugh come from and things of that nature.
Yeah,
so. It was weird to me because I was hearing that people was walking out the theater because it was too dark. As far as the content was being dark.
You know what?
And I thought that I'm like, y'all pussies.
Yeah, well, you gotta understand, man. Some people are not. Those were the casual fans, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at this movie as this is the introduction to something greater that's to come with the movie. So it's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be other movies after it, but you're gonna need to understand this one to get the next one.
Yeah.
So I understood what I was watching. Yes, and it was dark. It was dark comedy, dark as a dark type of cinema.
It was dark, but it was like to walk out like
no. That's
maybe you just didn't like it. I'm like
that's because
if it was dark, I'm like that. You like that sound like some pussy shit.
I'll put it to you like
everybody's sensitive in America.
Yeah, well, I'll put it to you like this. I think that the issue with people walking out of that movie was because they thought they were going to get the cartoon Joker. They were going to get the Joker committing crimes and fighting Batman and this and the third.
No,
when I believe that we're moving into a new age when it comes to like the comic book movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Marvel has set the bar like so high because they're like, listen, we're going to give you content with these comic book characters. Yeah. We're gonna make you understand.
Even up on Netflix, they had series Daredevil.
Yes.
What's his place? Damn, I can't think of his name. Black dude.
Okay.
Luke Cage. Iron Fist. Like it was a whole lot of stories on Marvel.
Yeah.
So DC, they trying to step it up with this Joker. I was like, okay.
And they did that because to tell you the truth, I had to Google it because I always stay after a movie goes off just to see if they're going to give like a little sneak peek or something. And it was taking so long, so I Googled it, and it was like, most DC movies don't have this, that, and third. And I was like, this is a DC movie because it's not. It was not shot in the format that most DC movies are shot in, because DC movies almost have that comic book feel, that not the world is not quite real type feel, and this one felt real. This one felt like if they would have said that this Joker person was a real criminal in real life and they were talking like a true story, you could be like, oh okay, because the mental illness, the issues that he have are real issues.
I think what makes it feel different too is that because like you said, they have a traditional way of how they do things. A lot of times it's a hero movie. This I think Venom set the bar, like set like a trend of doing an anti-hero type of thing. Joker isn't per se an anti-hero. He's a villain for sure. But like they're taking the dark side of it. It's not all like good and light. So it's like, but it's a good way to spin to put a spin on comics. It's not the same heroes save the day story.
But they did a beautiful job because you know that the Joker is a criminal through and through. Like there's no rhyme or reason for some of the things that he does or how deep he goes. But then they explain in the movie, they show you the difference between the rich and the poor. Right? And I always wonder, like, how did the Joker manipulate so many people to always have henchmen? You understand what I'm saying? Like, everybody knows he's batshit crazy. But how does he have henchmen? And the movie explains how he has this group of individuals who is willing to rock with him and ride with him. And it makes sense on how they pull it in, and it really plays on, things that we deal with in society now when it comes to, like the government and, city officials, the rich, the poor, middle class, upper class, all of those different issues that, you tackle in real life.
So, okay, like this is about to get a little more nerdy. How deep are you into Gotham?
I'm on the last season, because I wait for them to come out on, because I'm a binger. I like to binge. So I wait for them.
I've been binging the last week.
Because I kind of stopped. I'm literally on not even the last season. I'm on the season before the last one that they just put out, and I'm like episode 16.
Okay, so in the universe of Gotham, that Joker, and how they created this Joker, how do you weigh them out? How do you feel about which one you feels better?
I feel like this Joker is better because it's more realistic. Because in Gotham, we giving spoilers and stuff. So if you ain't seen Gotham and you plan on watching it, it's a great thing. The Joker was actually killed, and then there's the scientist, what's his name?
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange did his little stuff and brought a lot of characters that had died back, and so
that's the one thing that annoys me about that show. Like bruh, like no.
That's what I'm saying, and so that's the reason why I say I can't really get with that, because they had the Joker dying when he was like 18. You know what I'm saying? And then they brought him back, but everybody knows that the Joker is like 20 some years older than Batman. It's like
that's the thing. The universe is different on that one, but it's kind of neck and neck. Like they would have did a little bit different things in Gotham.
Yeah,
it would have been on point because I like the idea where Jerome, the first Joker, he was like batshit crazy doing this shit and trying to get his twin brother.
Yeah.
And the twin, he did some shit to hit him with the gas, and then he was already a genius. Yeah. And then it's changed him into an evil genius. Yeah. And I think that concept flowed and made more sense than any storyline that I heard. Yeah. But how they keep on like doing shit and it's kind of making it weird. Yeah. But I wish they could stay with that, like how he just became crazy. Yeah. It was always in him from the start. Yeah.
You know what character that I love though on Gotham that is like my favorite, the villain on there is the Riddler.
Yeah, yeah.
That the dude.
He annoys me sometimes too.
Yeah, but he plays it well, especially when he start getting nutty. When he start getting nutty with the riddles and stuff, he does real good with that. Yeah. But
they Jim Gordon get on. I was like, nigga, if y'all start shooting him and Bruce, I'm like, start shooting, nigga, stop. Like,
getting your ass whooped.
It's like you know they gonna come back shooting up shit. I'm like, no, we gotta do this by the book. Like, nigga, I'm about to sock in your mouth. Like, I would have to shoot Jim.
But that's the thing. But that's the thing that makes the Joker story so dope is because the Joker is the only villain that pushes Batman to that line. Yeah. Should I kill him? Or should I keep my integrity and just put him in jail? Because the Joker does some wild stuff, man.
I be having to remind myself, I'm like, it's based off a comic book. Yeah. Because they be doing some shit. I'm like, bro, like, just shoot that nigga. What are you doing? Like, don't sit up and debate with you. So switching gears. What's the next topic we should talk about? Amber Geiger. I'll let you take the lead on this one.
So, everybody knows about the Amber Geiger case where she was the woman who, police officer who went into the wrong department and shot and killed, I can't pronounce it, Bolson Jeans, killed him while he was eating ice cream on the couch in his house. So she went to trial, I want to say 2 weeks ago now, and was found guilty of murder. But when the sentencing came back, she was only given 10 years. And you know, we've seen these type of things play out before. Her getting 10 years, she's only going to do what, 2.5, maybe 4 years at the most. So it's almost like she's 31. She'll be back on the street by the time she's 36.
That shit crazy.
So it's almost like it's not even a punishment. It's almost like it's kind of like a slap on the wrist. And to add insult to the injury, there was a lot of questionable things that had happened in the courtroom. One was the bailiff was in there giving the young lady Amber tissue and combing her hair and kind of like consoling her in the courtroom. And then I don't knock the victim's brother. Forgiveness is for you and not for anybody else. So the way that you go about getting mourning and getting forgiveness and however you go about that, that is 100% on you. So I don't knock him. I don't think I would have been able to do what he did when he went and gave her a hug and all of that stuff. But that's him, and I'm not gonna talk about that because
I'm gonna talk about it because I agree with you 100%. That's his choice. He's his own man. Yeah. If that's what he feel that was brought upon him by God, okay. My thing is I'm like maybe we talking to two different guys. I don't know because I'm like I just can't do that. Like it's not built into me. I'm like. Is God giving you that much power that I can't get?
Right. But I feel like because we both come from Christian backgrounds, even though we're kind of like not all of that is making sense to us after as we became men and got our own minds and able to kind of really dissect some of the things that were taught to us and pushed on us. Yeah. So we can understand where he's coming from.
I understand
because of our foundation.
But
the thing,
they're getting traded off. They're not invited to the cookout no more. Their whole family's cut off. The dad says some wild stuff too. I'm like, okay, if that's how y'all feel, you can't come to the cookout. We trading you off. We trade you off for Justin Timberlake.
Listen,
the black delegation made a decision.
I'm not being hard on them. This dude's a wild boy. I'm not being hard on them. But it is kind of cringy. Because as Christians, you're taught to forgive, right? Yeah. And forgiveness is a huge thing because God forgives you, right? Mm-hmm. And so you can't walk around living in unforgiveness when all you have to do is with a sincere heart, ask for repentance and all of that stuff. Yeah. I get that. The issue that bothers me about the forgiveness thing is almost like we forget the part of accountability. Mm-hmm. So this person murdered an individual. You understand what I'm saying? It was found out that she did not do everything that necessary to help save this person's life. You understand what I'm saying? Was deleting text messages, was trying to hide that she was having an affair.
She was more concerned about her job.
More concerned about her job than this person's life, right? And I understand being like, you know what, I'm not going to hold it against her. Maybe it was a mistake, right? Maybe she, out of fear, she was fearful, out of fear, killed this dude, this, that, and third. That's 100% the truth. But I'm not going to sit there in that moment and make this moment about her. That's what I'm not going to do, because they took the attention away from the death of this unnecessary death of this young man and put it on, this woman right here, she needs help, she needs love, she needs this, she needs that. When in the truth of the matter is, you got to understand, these people don't play fair, especially when it comes to the police and the court system. They're going to try any type of way to get their people off. And for the judge to come down and hug her, give her a Bible, you're not even supposed to have any type of bias in the courtroom. And she showed bias in the courtroom to this person because this is one of the officers that come from the district of officers who voted this judge in to a certain district. So you sit there and you start to look and you start to say, like, man, is there accountability? Is this forgiveness real, or are these people, this judge, having remorse for her because this is their quote unquote family? You know what I mean? The police, the court system, they look out for each other and all that stuff. So it's bothersome to me when I'm looking not past forgiveness. Everybody deserves forgiveness, especially if you are sincerely sorry about what you do. Mm-hmm. I just honestly believe that there should be accountability for the things that people do.
Look, man, this is what I'm gonna say. If somebody killed me, I want y'all to bust their head to the white man. Like, I bet not be, whether I'm in heaven or hell, I bet not be looking into this current reality and seeing you hugging the person that killed me. Yeah. I'm gonna hunt you for the rest of my life, or for the rest of your life. I'm gone, right. God forbid. But I'm gone, so I'm gonna hunt you. Yeah. Number one. Number two, it still don't make no type of good sense on how the fuck you can go into somebody else's apartment that is not yours and you to be like. If he's sitting there watching TV eating ice cream, you should observe your surrounding. That you should know that mat ain't yours, or that couch, whatever the case. Like your first reaction is like, nah, like we gotta stop.
She was too busy. Like I said, she was trying to cover it up. I guess the video from the court case should be on YouTube or something like that now, because I watched it live. I was ducked off at work watching it. I watched it live. And some of the things that took place didn't make a lot of sense. She went to the car. She even told her commanding officer that was on the scene, should I turn off the camera in the car? Because it's always recording. And so her commanding officer was like, no, just stop talking. You know what I mean? Like, because you're incriminating yourself, just stop talking. And she gets in there and she's scrolling through her text messages, and I'm thinking that that's the moment when she was deleting stuff. Yeah. Now, let's reverse roles. Me being a regular individual, and I kill somebody, and in the midst of me killing somebody, I leave the scene. The police take me away from the scene, and they're trying to get their story right, this, that, and third. And then I'm caught to be deleting messages. Mm-hmm. I'm caught to be, making phone calls and hey, like, you know, things is going on, I'm going to be perceived as being trying to cover up what I'm doing. You understand what I'm saying? So that that would switch the intent of why this situation happened.
Yeah.
But when in this situation, when they're looking at her, you know, she's like, you know, this, that, and the third. The prosecution did a great job of tearing her to pieces. But like I said, that to me, there in the moment, she was crying a lot on the stand and this, that, and third. But in the moment when they showed the footage of her stuff, it wasn't any real remorse during that time. It was more so, let me cover myself, because she's even on the 911 call saying repeatedly, I'm going to lose my fucking job. I'm going to lose my fucking job.
There's no accountability being taken. It's just a weird situation, and it's like, and it makes the justice system look like a joke.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not going to hold people accountable, like, if that was in, like, if we're going to be 100, that was somebody of color thrown under the jail. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just like, it's just weird when shit like that happens. It's like there's no accountability. Maybe even if it was a person of color, but they're still wearing the badge, they might still got that love. It's like that,
and that's the thing.
We gotta be fair across the board. Like, it doesn't matter.
And that's the thing that drives people crazy. It's not that people aren't committing crime. It's not that you don't have black criminals, white criminals, Spanish. Every ethnicity has criminals in it, right?
Yeah.
There has been shown that there's police who are criminals. The biggest criminals in the city have been corrupt police officers. The issue is the double standard in the when they are caught and how they're treated.
Yeah.
If you were to make cops have to be treated the same way as civilians, these cops wouldn't take that chance of doing these crimes to go to jail to mess around and be in prison with people that they put in jail. You understand what I'm saying? If people who are of color actually did crimes and was held accountable for their crimes the same way their white counterparts was held for these crimes, you understand what I'm saying? Then you will see society change a little bit, because everybody knows that the consequences are the same. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So I feel like accountability, we were missing some accountability for it, and I feel like they feel like, here, we called her guilty, right? Yeah.
It was some bullshit.
Here you go. But then at the same time, you look up and you're saying, like, wow, she killed a person that was minding his business, took his life. He was a good kid. They couldn't even spin him being a thug or anything, because he was a square. I'm like, square. His life was square. I'm talking about, he was a good kid, went to church, went to work, was active in the community. He was a square. They couldn't even find pictures of him with a backwards hat. You understand what I'm saying? So the truth of the matter is, it was no way that they could spin that this was this thug that was coming at her aggressively and all of these things. So the truth of the matter is, when you say that this person lost his life and he was actually a productive citizen for the community, and the person who kills him, whether it was on purpose, whether it was on accident, it was negligent, you only give this person 10 years. We all know, if you say you give a person 10 years with the mandatory to do the mandatory half of the sentence, which is 5 years, with what you call a good behavior, you get out early. If she had been in jail, they give you time served. I believe like 1 day in jail counts as 2 days in jail or something like that. So she would have been, if she was already in there, they would have been able to hit her with time served. So if she hadn't bonded out and she had been in jail this whole time before the case was thing, she would have got out on time served.
Shit, wow.
You understand what I'm saying? So
what makes the story like gives it even more of a twist is the dude that testified days after ends up dead. Yeah. Now, we're no one to say that it was dirty doing by like some law officials, but it do look kind of sketchy. Yeah. Whether law officials or somebody that was just, I don't know, some regular Joe Smo, it just looks funny.
The reason why I felt like that was funny is because they kept calling him one of the key witnesses. His testimony was one of the key testimonies that got her convicted. Key testimony. Then he gets killed 2 days later after the sentencing, right? And then they say that he was a drug dealer and he was killed in a drug deal gone wrong. But the twist that threw me off was that the people who supposedly killed him drove 4.5 hours from New Orleans to Texas to confront him and kill him over some weed.
Supposedly it was over some weed. I'm like, for somebody to drive that far for a weed deal, I'm like, I gotta know how many fucking pounds. Because I'm like, if you mean to tell me like they drove for like 1 or 2 pounds, I'm not going to believe it.
Yeah.
Like, I know about like the weed industry, so
yeah.
I'm gonna look. I'm like, what type of deal was this?
Yeah.
And it's just like, shit sounds crazy because nobody in their right mind is about to drive 4 hours over like 1 or 2. It better have been like 12 of them joints or some shit. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, it just sounds weird. It's like
I feel
all of a sudden he's a drug dealer.
Yeah, I feel like it's it was to discredit his character. Definitely. So that when they do the appeal, they could throw it out and say that he was the key witness and this, that, and the third. But he comes out to be not credible because he was a criminal. And he's dead now, so he can't even, defend himself. So that they could twist it and do whatever they want with it once, it comes to that. And even if they do that and they win, she won't serve any time. Like, whatever time that she serves, she'll get out. So if it's 6 to 7 months before they go into this process, she'll get out after the 6 to 7 months. So it's still no accountability. Yeah, they're still trying to find a way to be like, listen, she messed up, but she's a cop. Don't give her no time. She doesn't deserve to have any time. Listen, police will kill you. Police, not even switching reels, but this is along the same reel. In Texas again, a woman was shot and killed through her window in her home by police officers who came and identified themselves. Police, put your hands up. And as soon as he said puts his hands up, he shoots through the window, kills her in her bedroom. Then they try to say, this just happened recently. Then they try to say that, they found when they went into the house, they found a gun. It was her house. It was her house. She could have a gun to protect herself. That's your Second Amendment right. You understand what I'm saying? So they always try to twist it instead of just being like, listen, this officer was a bad officer. This officer lacked the proper training. This officer did something that caused a civilian to lose their life, and they're not even guilty of any crime. The police went to the person's house because the neighbor said the front door looked ajar, and he was doing a wellness check on his neighbor. The police get there, go around the house, not even announcing themselves as being there, get to the back window, see a person in the bedroom, tell them to put their hands up and then shoot.
Look, man.
We're in a time where police are more concerned what it seems. I'm not going to say this is what it is, but this is what it looks like, and I know sometimes the media can drag things out. But from our perspective, it looks like it's kill and not actually stop a person, not actually try to arrest them.
Not trying to police the situation.
Yeah.
It's just like, what's the problem? Like, they try to find,
shoot,
like,
send bullets at it.
Yeah, like, that's not you gotta police, you gotta detect.
Yeah.
Be a detective. Figure out what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
There's no detection being done.
Yeah.
So it's just like, all I'm gonna say is that the justice system needs to get it together, because I can't say I know anybody personally, not me.
Yeah.
But as I said, I think I said before on here, there's going to be a whole lot of more Christopher Dorners running around here if shit don't tighten up.
And the crazy part about it is that people don't believe like that. That's a crazy statement. That's a scary statement, because
scary
we know what that means.
That's just the Wild Wild West at that point.
Everybody has jobs. Everybody has a job, or have had a job, or worked with a supervisor or a toxic type of environment, right? Where upper management doesn't address certain toxic activities within the job, right? And you keep sitting there and you like, listen, someday somebody gonna get up in here and they gonna nut up because they not doing this, that, and third. And they keep pushing it to the side, keep pushing it to the side, keep pushing it to the side. And then that one day, bing, somebody loses it. Next you know, it's a fight at the job. The police got to get called up to the job. People are getting escorted off the property, this, that, and the third. And then the supervisor's sitting there like, I didn't even know that this was boiling underneath the surface.
Bro,
you knew, but you never addressed it.
Yeah.
And so the point that he's making, which is a very scary point, is that you can push people to a tipping point. This is basically why the Black Panther Party was created the first time, was because the police pushed the community to the tipping point to where they had to bear arms and had to protect their own.
Mm-hmm.
The cycle is starting to repeat itself because we're starting to run into more situations where it's shoot first and ask questions later. And then the questions that they're asking are all biased questions to make the police look good in the situation and be like, oh, you don't understand this. You don't understand what they're going through. You don't understand what they're this, that, third. But
that's understandable too. It's like, yes, like being a police is a hard job.
Tough.
We're not knocking that. We truly understand that and we believe that. But if you're not going to actually try to perform your job and just shoot for problem solve, shoot as your solution to everything, then it's like, like when people start shooting back, don't be surprised because everybody has they have that button.
Yeah, I always go back to that Castillo dude who was killed. He had just told the police officer, I have a gun in the car with a license, a concealed to carry permit. And he was like, oh, like he's going to give him the permit so that he can have rightfully has this gun in the car and he can carry it. The officer, with the conversation was between 3 to 5 seconds before the officer pulled out his gun and shot and killed him in front of his girlfriend and his child. Like, this person's cooperating with you, being transparent with you, and he still got killed for doing what you're supposed to do when you have a weapon in the car.
It's like you're damned if you do,
you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. And so that's what I'm saying. And I understand that, some of these police officers are very scary. You have some people who are working jobs. I'm gonna keep going back to we live in a society where we work with people and we're at work and we're looking at this person and we're like, you're not qualified to even be here.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So I know how'd you get here. So I know in the police department it's the same thing. I know that you have some officers who's like, listen, I'm in the middle of Watts, I'm in the middle of Compton, and they seem like they cool, calm, and collected. They talk to the people, they know how to get down to maneuvering other people because some of them just got that inner just gifting where this is their.
And they from that.
You understand what I'm saying?
They from that type of environment, so they understand the people.
And
that's what the problem. They got people working areas that they're not from, so they don't understand how to operate up in that environment.
And they're scared to death.
Yeah, like if you want to be scared, like don't take that job.
Yeah,
like let somebody else that's willing to actually be a person of the people, and try to calm and control. Like you said earlier, like everybody's not innocent. There's surely some criminals out there.
Yes.
Some people that means wrong, that mean to do wrong to others and try to get over on people. So it's like they exist, but when there's people that's complying and trying to follow orders
and
or whatnot,
still getting the same
and still
treatment.
getting shot, it's like you know what I mean? So like that stuff y'all gotta check each other. If you're not gonna check each other, then you're gonna have people that's gonna check on you.
And like I said, the biggest way to do that is accountability.
Yeah. I'm
not gonna say that Amber isn't a good human being, that she's not a good friend, that she's none of that. But there was it's like there's somebody said during the trial, I'm watching it live on their stream, and somebody said, if I'm texting and driving and I hit a civilian and I killed him, I am going to be held accountable for breaking the law and killing this individual. Whether it's not going to be murder, but it'll be manslaughter, right?
Yeah.
They were saying that she deserved a punishment, even if it was an accident. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Because the truth of the matter is, you need to know your surroundings. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even going front. It's hard for me to believe that she was that confused about where she was, because I've had nights that I've done been out turning up, and I'm coming back to the house like faded, and I know exactly how to get to the house. I didn't put my key in the next door neighbor's door, and you understand what I'm saying?
And it's like if he noticed that the door was supposedly slightly ajar, like, so I'm like, it didn't click in your mind like to look at the door, look at your apartment number, like
they said it was a red carpet in front of the door also, like it was. This obviously is not your.
And just like, come
because
on,
she didn't have one and he had one.
I just don't believe that shit.
No.
I don't believe in the story, and that's why I'm like, for the brother to hug her, I'm like, yo, like that bitch did that shit. Like
that's what I'm saying.
And I don't mean to call it like I don't call women bitches, but some people deserve it. And that bitch did that.
And that's the thing. And also, hindsight is 20/20, so we can always look at a story and dissect it on how it should be. But my thing is this: as a police officer, if you know that your apartment is one way in, one way out, and you say that you hear somebody wrestling around inside of your apartment, why would you engage them, right? Why wouldn't you just be like, you're a police officer, you have more resources to contact other police within that area. You know what I mean? Why would you get back and be like, hey, I think somebody's in my apartment, come down and go up to have an officer go around the back if she has a balcony, because they might be trying to climb down the balcony and this, that, and the third. There was ways you didn't have to engage the person, and the first thing you say was, I told him show me my hands, and he yells, hey, hey, hey. Yes, you're in his house. Yeah. He's like, hey, what are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? And then you shoot to kill. It's just, you know, it's hard. Accountability. Yeah. I understand forgiveness, but we have to have forgiveness with accountability. That's why I just say when it comes to the police, there is a double standard. And I think that's what empowers some of the bad police. To kind of feel like, oh, I can get away with it. Yeah.
And it's like, and that's really the only issue that people have. Like, let's just be fair across the board. Like, we understand there needs to be law and order. You know, if you're not going to have law and order, and just when it's your turn, when you fuck up, regardless of intentionally or not, then it's like that's not law and order. Yeah. Like, that got to be across the board, because you're not better than anybody else. But transition from that, that's a real dark topic. Yeah. On some, I was low to get mad all over again. Right. But something a little bit more light but weird still. 6ix9ine. Supposedly getting a $10 million contract while being in custody. Yeah. Me personally, I kind of don't believe it. I kind of feel like it's bullshit. As they say, cap. I don't really like saying this shit.
I'm gonna say what Ebro said today. He said he looked like, you know, he's about to get out probably, you know, before December now, because they said they're gonna push up his sentencing date, so he's probably gonna get out, you know, probably around November, December, which is basically next month. Yeah. He feels like that's his PR team, whoever is backing him. These, you know, Ebro saying it's a actual music group. And these people are like anti the hip hop community. They do anything destructive to the community are the ones that's backing him. Yeah. So he's saying like, oh, this is them revving their engine, because they're still going to try to push him out there and try to get his music playing. But I'm trying to tell you right now, I feel like it's a waste of time. And the reason why I feel like it's a waste of time is because nobody's going to listen to that. Your music was bang bang, shoot 'em up, gangster this, gangster that. You went on trial and said, I am none of that. That was just for this, that, and the third. And it was proven that you're not a gang member. You're proving that you're not this. You're proving that you're not that. So it's hard. In the music industry, especially the rap industry, it's credibility. You have to be credible if you're going to be talking about the things that you're talking about. Me, personally, I believe that this record label that is supposedly signed him and gave him $10 million is a record label that's connected with the government. I believe that they're paying him this money because he's their informant, and they're taking care of him because of what he did. You know what I'm saying? So eventually he's going to get out. He might be stupid enough to try to run around the city and whatnot, but eventually he's going to disappear. They're going to just take care of him. I believe that it's a conspiracy. This is a conspiracy theory.
I don't believe the contract happened. Number one, I guess it's under the label he was signed to begin with. Yeah. Which is weird because they haven't said shit up to this point. But so that happened. It's 10K record, some shit like that. By Lucius Grange or his son, some shit. But my thing is, I kind of disagree with you. Say nobody's gonna listen to it. With these kids nowadays, I don't know what the fuck they gonna do. So that's kind of up in the air to me. Right. Like I personally, I didn't listen to it to begin with, but and then so like.
I didn't listen to his music because I didn't take him serious.
Yeah. So it's like you got that, and then so if he was to come out and say, let's say hypothetically he drops, he would have to rebrand. Like he has to turn into a reggaeton artist or something, because now shoot 'em up, bang bang music is not gonna fly, but. Maybe because some of these kids, they just
they're different.
It's weird, like so. I think some people. This is what I think will happen. If he was to drop something, people would listen probably to a song or two out of curiosity.
What they say.
You know what I mean? To see what the fuck he's talking about. And probably that curiosity is all that fucking need us to get a couple dollars in the pocket.
Yeah.
But aside from that, in order for him to really make a killing or make a living, you got to tour. You got to do shows.
Yeah.
No venue is about to allow that nigga up in there.
No, especially
it's too much of a liability.
Especially if he's in there with any other people, headlining with any other people that he told on. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, it's too high risk.
Even if it's not nobody he told on, it's just like nobody wants to be associated. And no other artist, no major act. He's not gonna get booked on no Summer Jam, no Rolling Loud or anything of that nature, no Coachella, nothing.
Yeah.
Like nobody want to be affiliated to that.
And then at the same time, no small venues want that either, because you'll have the local dudes like,
they
we gonna come up here and tear the club up.
Yeah.
They were already tearing the club up when he would come to certain places because of all of the nonsense he was saying. What are you gonna think now they're gonna do when you got, say he got have like a show in Detroit.
Yeah.
Tick and Trick and them ain't letting that happen.
Nah, niggas pulling up.
Come on, man. And you gonna have promoters getting beat up for even allowing him to come into their city. So it's like I said, it's a tricky thing. I think that he's gonna get out of jail and he's gonna disappear.
He better if he's smart, because he talking about not getting security and all that stuff. And
well, he said he was going to buy 24-hour security.
Oh no, that's what it was.
Yeah.
He said he wasn't going to get witness protection because he was going to get security.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you know how much that shit costs?
Yeah.
And any security in their right mind, like, if you want me to security, then I'm going to have to.
Yeah, because it's a chance that I'm going to be shot at. You know what I mean?
So it it don't really make sense. I don't really believe this shit.
No, neither do I.
But
it's all make believe fairy tale.
Do you want to? Because I know we got like another topic or two. You want to keep them going, or you want to?
We can do one more topic.
All right. So that question I asked you.
You asked me a question.
Yeah. I proposed a question. I was like, something to talk about. I don't even remember what the fuck I said. So
yeah. Okay. Because I don't remember either. I'm like, dum dum dum.
Oh, forgiveness. Should have did this after we saw my Amber Geiger.
Yeah.
But it was a random question. It wasn't really related to the Amber Geiger case. Mm-hmm. It was just in my mind because people say, a lot of times people say to move on, you have to forgive to free yourself. Mm-hmm. And I always was like, question about that. And I went through something that was kind of like a traumatic event in my life, whatever. Somebody did some foul stuff, whatever. And me personally, I'm cool right now. I'm cool, in my spirit. But for me to move on, I believe in people should forgive themselves. And even if you do forgive that person, you don't have to fuck.
Yeah, I remember this conversation.
Yeah, even if you forgive that person, you don't have to fuck that person. Yeah. But I don't even think it's necessary that you have to forgive. It depends on what they did. It's levels, because when you do something that's like you shot my brother type shit, I'm not forgiving you. And I can forgive if it was a situation where I was involved with you, like we had something going on, a business deal, and you took $10 million out of my account or something like. I can't fuck with you. I will forgive myself for being foolish enough in doing that. Yeah. And because
I'm gonna put it to you like this. My girl says it in like a way that really made sense to me. Mm-hmm. She always says it. She was like, forgiveness is not for the other person. Mm-hmm. Forgiveness is for you. Because like when you have hatred towards another person, that's like you drinking poison and expecting them to die.
Most definitely.
You understand what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
And I when she said that, I really took that to heart, right? Mm-hmm. And then when you said what you said, you was like, man, forgiveness is not really for the other person; it's more so for you. Mm-hmm. It makes sense because I put it to you like this, man. You said something about it being like your pride.
That's what it is. Because this will break it down. When somebody do something foul to you, you're mad at them. You have all this hatred and stuff, and that stuff can eat at you. Yeah. At some point, you gotta let go of that hatred and stop putting that energy out. Yeah. But it comes to a point where you gotta stop putting it on them, because it's like you have to forgive yourself, because you feel embarrassed that you allow that to happen. Yes. Because it's more so your ego and your pride feel bruised. Yeah. So that pain keeps within you, like, man, I can't believe. It's like it just comes to a point where you have to like, okay, listen, what can I learn from this situation?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And forgive myself from you know, like I should have been a little wiser. And at the same time, I'm still learning. I'm still growing in this life.
Yeah.
You know, so it's okay that I made that mistake. And I grew from it.
Yeah.
You know?
No, and that's 100% how I feel, man. I feel like, you know, and the crazy part about it is, like I said, we'll go back to, you know, your Christian background. They will teach you that you know, because it says if you have a what's in the Bible, the scriptures, if you've been offended by your brother, you're supposed to go to them and tell them that they've offended you and this and the third. But what they don't understand is not every person that you're dealing with is your brother. You understand what I'm saying? Some people who are doing you wrong are legitly criminal. You understand what I'm saying? Like, these people saw you, took your kindness for weakness or whatever, and they did you wrong, and then you're turning around and you're telling people like, man, I got a problem with this. Well, you've been offended when that person's offended you and this and the third. But we're not dealing with a brother in Christ, a sister in Christ, or anything like that. We're dealing with somebody that I can't go and talk to. And even if I went to go talk to that person, they so criminal, I don't know if something's going to happen if I go see this person. So the truth of the matter is, the forgiveness is not for that person. Even though the situation came from that individual, the forgiveness is not for that person. The forgiveness is for yourself. For, like you said, allowing yourself to understand, like, listen, I made a mistake. I'm embarrassed. My pride is kicking in. No, you need to forgive yourself. You live and you learn, and then you move on. The problem that some people have is that they explain it in a way that is only biblical. Yeah, and it's not practical.
That's why this came up, because I'm like, I get it, like, to live in Christ and all that. I get it. But we have to be realistic about the situation. Yes. And the way you broke it down just now, that's being more practical and realistic about it. Because like everybody is not your brother, everybody's not your sister. Yeah. And some people, they're just only for self. Yes. And they're gonna stab you in the back regardless.
They're gonna do whatever they can.
No matter how many times you forgive, they're gonna stab you in the back. So it's like, at some points, like, you know what, like, you did what you did. I gotta accept, like, I can't really fuck with you. Yeah. And it's okay.
And I tell people that all the time.
It's okay not to fuck with somebody.
Yeah, but fall back. This is what I've dealt with for a large majority of my life, right? My fallback game is ridiculous. I should be, like, in the Hall of Fame, like this. You know what I mean? Because my game is cold with my fallback. But what a lot of people don't understand, and I try to explain to them, is it's a difference between you stepping on my shoe and me being like, hey, bro, and you like, my bad, we good. Yeah. And me standing at the top of some stairs and you purposely push me down those stairs, right? So now we're dealing with an accident, and then we're dealing with your character. If I start to realize that your character is questionable, I'm not holding a grudge against you. I'm just saying you are somebody I'd rather not be in association with.
That's what I said too. Because it's like, when you're dealing with certain individuals, it's like, when they repeatedly do certain things, that's kind of like a spiteful or a foul, whatever the case. You gotta start to understand that's this person's character.
Yes.
Like, you can't be mad that they doing certain things. That's who they are.
That's who they are.
And it's like, you gotta be smart enough. You like, you know what? Yeah, I can't do that. No, I'm good.
Exactly.
Like, you go over there and do you. I'm gonna do me over here.
Exactly.
I can't fuck with you. I forgive myself for being foolish enough to even try.
And like I said, the problem that some people have with that is that the situation from the outside looking in. Like, I've had an issue with a coworker who made a racist statement to me, right? He was like, you know, I got hired at the same time as this other black guy, and the other black guy stopped coming to work, right? And they were like, the guy came to me, and because people were praising me for the interview, the panel was like, listen, that dude interview was one of the best interviews that we had. He was articulate. He knew what he was talking about, this, that, and the third. And the guy came, mind you, I had already worked with this guy for 2 years before I got hired full time, right? And he came to me, he was like, hey, well, you know, black people, you guys talk good, you don't work good, but you guys talk good. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? He was like, but, you know, come on, look around. How many black people actually work here? Look around. Like that. And I was offended by it, right? And it was another individual that was with him, that was with me, that heard it. So I was like, you know what? I'm at work. I'm still on probation. I'm not going to act a fool. I'm not going to lose my job over an idiot, right? So I removed myself from the situation from associating with this individual. This individual comes up to me and says he feels some type of way because he feels like I'm giving him the cold shoulder. I told him, I said, well, you offended me when you said that black people don't work good. All they do is talk good, and that's it. Yeah. And he looked me dead in the eye and said, I never said that. Right? So that it's not a situation, I said, okay, cool. I turn around and walk away. The dude tried to grab my arm and say, I'm not done talking to you. Oh, yeah. That's when all hell broke loose. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. People had to come separate us, this, that, and the third. To this day, that was almost 10 years ago. To this day, I have not spoken to this man. You understand what I'm saying? Report him? It's weird how stuff goes down at the job. They do because we have a union, we have all kinds of stuff. It's an investigation, right? Yeah. And the people, when I came back to work the following week, the people who I thought were cool people were keeping their distance from me. Mm-hmm. So I felt.
Oh, okay, I see what this is.
You understand what I'm saying?
Numbers on all
and that's exactly what I did in my mind.
Pelican Bay,
in my mind, I took a mental note of all of the people who, in my perception, sided with him. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, because some things there's no gray area with some things. Yeah. There's some things that you can't sit there and be like, hey, right is right, wrong is wrong. No, you need to say this is wrong. That person, what he did was wrong, and a lot of them didn't do that. Yeah. So when I caught the character of the individuals that I was working with, I removed myself from the individuals. Okay. Now people think that, oh, D's walking around holding a grudge. No. I know that you don't have my best interest at heart. So
one day they're gonna need you to do something. Like, hey,
I ain't got nothing for you.
I know, bro.
And that's why I said it's not a grudge. I don't have hatred for none of them. I just saw your character, and I feel like your character is something that I choose not to associate with. It doesn't mean that I'm living in unforgiveness. It doesn't mean that I'm living in hatred. I see you for who you are, and I choose not to be associated with.
That's all it is. Sometimes you gotta accept people for who they are. When they show you their true colors, don't try to change the color. Don't try to paint them over. You better pay attention.
And one thing that I learned about a racist, if they feel like other people don't know the situation between y'all two, they'll try to make it look like y'all cool on the surface. The man came to me trying to give me all types of gifts, tickets to a dub show. Hey man, here's these tickets. Hey man, this, that, and third. Try to make it look as if, it was a misunderstanding between the two of us. And because I never fell into that, it became a problem because he came to me and he apologized. He says, man to man, if you don't, as a man, if you don't want anything to do with me, that's fine. And I apologize, this, that, and third. I accepted it. I didn't want nothing to do with him. Then it came back to me. Oh, what's up with your boy? I talked to him, and he this, that, and third. But if your apology was sincere, and you told me if I felt like I didn't want anything to do with you, then what it is. And so I came to the conclusion that was not a sincere apology. Yeah. The apology was to clear things up so that people want to look at you and say, oh yeah, D don't mess with you because you said some racist comments. That cloud is still over his head. And as long as I'm not seen in public with him, everybody knows why.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta.
So that's why I say you sometimes you can forgive a situation, you can forgive what's going on, and sometimes it's for yourself, and you can remove yourself from it because his agenda wasn't pure. His agenda was to clean up his character so that people wouldn't look at him for what he is.
Yeah. So it's like sometimes like people don't understand that. Yeah. So it's like you gotta be honest with yourself about a situation. Yeah. And it's like we said, harboring hatred for somebody, I promise you that will drain your life. Like you don't harbor the hatred. You gotta let go of that negative energy. You gotta let go of that. Do you have to go approach this person and say I forgive you, or do you even to yourself say I forgive this person, me personally? I don't think so. I just feel that you should forgive yourself for not being aware of certain circumstances and not, you was foolish enough to fall for certain things. Yeah. And it's okay to make mistakes, to misjudge somebody's character because you were looking for the good in someone. Yeah. So it's like, don't hold that against yourself. Forgive yourself. Positive energy. Put it out there.
And even if you are living in unforgiveness with somebody that is like, a close person to you that you can reach out and talk to, do it at your time. Don't let outside influences force you to go and try to rekindle something or try to fix an issue that you're not quite ready yet to address.
Even if it's something that you know good and well you shouldn't mess with, but people's like, hey, y'all been cool for, like, yo, that's your brother. That's
it
just
don't
like,
matter.
Nah.
It don't matter. I've been betrayed by homeboys, and I've had mutual homeboys be like, man, y'all like dads and corrupt.
That's your mom. That's your dad.
Man's, this, that, and third. And what you got to understand is the separation from you and a certain individual may be uncomfortable to the third party.
Mm-hmm.
So the third party wants things to get back to normal because for their own agenda, because they may feel uncomfortable being like, oh, I'm kicking it with him, and then I'm kicking it with you, and I know y'all beefing. So their agenda is to bring you guys together when there may be something that's not rekindlable.
Yeah. No.
So
some things you gotta die and just let that thing go. You know.
Yeah.
But is there anything else you want to touch on about that?
No, man.
You know, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if we did over an hour. We didn't keep the time this time, but I think we did over an hour.
Yeah.
But
we appreciate
y'all. We appreciate everybody. We're gonna be talking about some books soon. I know we ain't been talking about books lately.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. I've been because I'm in school, man. So they force
you
to read.
All the reading he doing is straight schoolwork. I don't blame him.
It's crazy. But I'm gonna get back to my 15 minutes a day, and the next podcast that we do, we're gonna talk about this book called
Unlearn. By Humble the Poet.
Unlearn. We're gonna dive into it because I jumped into the beginning of it, and it's already saying some things that people need to hear. So
there's some good stuff. Yeah. I've got pretty deep into it. I actually purchased the audiobook, so I've been driving and listening to it. It's a lot of good information in that. Go check it out. So when we do talk about it, you're on par on what we discussing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So nothing else to say, and I guess this concludes another episode of Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. That's when the bang bang bang.
Bang 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 bang.
That's all you know. This nigga tired, ready to go.
Man, I got homework too, man, and work in the morning. So
everybody stay safe. Stay away from the fuckery. Stay away from the bullshit. Stay sucker free.
All of that.
Salute.